Hello again. This is a continuation of Unit 12 in Principles of Management, Business Management at Newberry College. So we finished the fourth slide dealing with early theories of leadership and section 12-2, traits and behaviors. Now let's go on to the four major contingency theories of leadership. Those modern or more modern contemporary theories of leadership are the Fiedler contingency model, which is described in Exhibit 12-2, the situational leadership theory, a leadership contingency theory that focuses on followers' readiness, the leader participation model of leadership, a third contingency theory, and the path goal theory, which is perhaps my favorite of these. The Fiedler contingency model was developed by Fred Fiedler, and it is a leadership theory that effective group performance depends on the proper match between a leader's style and the degree to which the situation allowed the leader to control and influence. And note the least preferred coworker, the LPC questionnaire used by Mr. Fiedler. It was 18 paired questions. Imagine the coworker you least preferred to work with and describe them on these questions with a score of 1 to 8, from highly negative to highly positive. For situational leadership theory, readiness means the extent to which people have the ability and the willingness to accomplish a specific task. So, based on the task and whether or not they thought that they had the ability and the willingness to accomplish that specific task, affected the leader's effectiveness. Leader participation theory was developed in part by the wonderfully named Victor Vroom, and has 12 contingency variables listed in Exhibit 12-3, and seems, despite the name and the appeal of the name Victor Vroom, it seems unnecessarily complicated to me. It's just got too many variables. I'm not sure a leader, who's focusing on trying to control all 12 of those variables in an effective way is going to be able to keep his eye on the ball. Now, path goal theory is the contingency theory that most appeals to me because it's strategic. It posits that effective leaders' job is to assist followers to achieve their goals, providing direction and support to assure that the followers' goals are compatible with those of the organization. This is similar to the expectancy theory of motivation that we saw in the last chapter, and it basically is a way that leaders can guide. If you know the goal and you know what your followers are capable of doing, you can guide their steps to reach that goal. And path goal theory does have, I believe, a place in leadership, even as the contingency theories have been perhaps challenged or supplanted by the modern views of leadership that we see in the next section. And so let's move on to those right now on slide number 6. So we have for the modern views, we have the leader-member exchange, the LMX theory described in your book. Then we have a discussion of transactional leaders, transformational leaders, charismatic leaders, and visionary leadership. Leader-member exchange theory, or LMX, says leaders create in-groups and out-groups, and those in the in-group will have higher performance ratings, less turnover, and greater job satisfaction. Transactional leaders are those who lead primarily by using social exchange or transactions, so they kind of bribe their way to hopefully reach the goals. Transformational leaders are contrasted as those who stimulate and inspire followers to achieve extraordinary results. They pay attention to the concerns and developmental needs of individual followers, change followers' awareness of issues by helping them look at old problems in new ways, and being able to excite, arouse, and inspire followers to exert extra effort to achieve group goals. And that, I believe, is certainly a model worth emulating. And it may be difficult to, to develop those skills until you get to know more about your specific followers. But that's certainly an important goal and technique and model that you might try to emulate. Now, charismatic leaders, people like Richard Branson and Steve Jobs and Will Smith and some of the others, these are enthusiastic and confident leaders whose personality and actions influence people to behave in certain ways. Certainly, we've looked at many examples of that, and your book has more examples of charismatic leaders. I think that being a charismatic leader is something that can be, developed, although certainly a lot of people have that natural ability. I think in order to become a charismatic leader, you have to develop several key sets of skills, one of which is to become an effective public speaker. And I might be a more effective public speaker if I had better lighting for this video. But you can develop those skills in a personal sense by trying to practice those skills. There are groups like Toastmasters and the Dale Carnegie course that welcome business people. Toastmasters is certainly the lower cost alternative. Dale Carnegie can be a little pricey, but it's also a very intense set of training. And then also, and I'm sorry about the lighting, it's late in the afternoon in the winter, and the sun is going down, so I hope we're not losing the video. Although we've lost the audio before here, I'll try to adjust the picture a little bit. Although you might be better off just to listen to this without the video. But in addition to the public speaking skills, I think it's also important to practice your selling skills a little bit and to perhaps even do a little bit of personal development with some of the self-help skills that people have. I know as I was coming along, it helped me to read books such as Og Mandino's The World's Greatest Salesman, the books by Zig Ziglar, See You at the Top, and things of that nature. Certainly what has stuck in my mind is that, statements such as you can get everything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want. And so as you develop your skills in identifying what other people's needs and wants are and helping them reach those wants and needs in a way that's consistent with an organization's goal, you can both find and increase the amount of readiness that your followers have to follow your leadership, and also become more charismatic because people are more likely to buy into what it is that you're selling. And visionary leadership of the kind that we see, with the Bransons and Elon Musk and some of these people, is the ability to create and articulate a realistic, credible, and attractive vision of the future that improves on the present situation. So those are some of the modern views of leadership. Now, trust as the essence of leadership, and I seem to be disappearing here into the bad lighting. So maybe I can, if I back up a little bit, you'll be able to see it a little better. Trust is an essence of leadership. We're going to talk about trust, credibility, and suggestions for building trust. So trust is the belief in the integrity, character, and ability of a leader. Credibility is the degree to which followers perceive someone as honest, competent, and able to inspire. And there are 5 characteristics that make up the concept of trust: integrity, competence, consistency, loyalty, and openness. And some of the suggestions that the book have for building trust, and I think this is really great advice. Certainly practicing openness, thinking out loud, not hiding the ball, don't be secretive with your subordinates, being fair and being seen as fair, which are equally important. So remember, perception and reality. Perception is reality. Speaking your feelings, I think people appreciate that nowadays. You know, maybe when I was coming along, you know, somebody more like John Wayne was the model, but you know, nowadays, in modern terms, people are more likely to identify with you and to empathize with you. If you talk out loud about your feelings, and if your feelings, you know, seem to be ethical and honest and you know, certainly goal-oriented, then I think they're more likely to go along with your suggestions and meet the goals of the organization. Telling the truth, being consistent, fulfilling your promises, these are all, you know, character aspects of trust. Maintaining confidences, and also demonstrating confidence. So that's what the book has identified. I can tell you that there's a book out by a friend of mine named Jeffrey Gitomer called I think it's called The Little Teal Book of Trust. And it actually has a story about me in that book. And I know that when the book was released, it became the #1 selling book on Amazon at the time of the release. And he's had several books that he happily had that experience with. And it was also around the time that Lindsay Lohan was having some trust issues with her career and her family. And there was a picture of her that was taken and published in some of the, you know, I don't know if it was the fan magazines or People or some, you know, some kind of supermarket checkout magazine. But it showed Lindsay Lohan relaxing in Florida and reading a copy of Jeffrey Gitomer's book. You could tell it was from the unique size and the cover art of the book that she was with her friends reading the Little Teal Book of Trust. I hope it was turned to my page. And she was thinking about redoing her estate plan, but maybe that's not, that might be a little bit too much to wish for. So in any event, I will follow up and re-record these last couple of lectures. This is the end of Unit 12, and we will also be posting Unit 13 and 14 in due course. Have a great day.